All right. What's up? What's up? Long time no see, my friends. How we doing? Let's go ahead and switch over here. Get the music going. Turn this off. We're doing something a little different today with the music. Hello. How we doing? I'm in a kind of like synthwave kind of mood today, so that's what we're going with for the music. How you guys doing? It's been a very long time. Well, not that long, but 2 weeks. I actually don't remember the last time my stream was. Yeah, it's fault of my own. Ooh, the video's popping too. Had some stuff going on. Been busy, kind of squaring away some things. Big updates, big not changes, but I'm preparing for to work on some more things here in the near future. So I am very no way it's been 3 weeks. Wow, August 5th. All right, my apologies, guys. I thought it was not that long. Wow. Okay, I'll have to get better at this. Fuck. All right, I completely lost track of time. But how we doing? Anyone say hi in chat? I don't think so. Where is my stream? Control room. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about what's been going on recently. As you can see, we're still kind of in this range. Right? It's to me, I would just bring this out to here because to me, this is the kind of new range that's been established. We had this prior ABC here, right, which resulted in becoming a larger A to a B to a C. Something I haven't done in a while, maybe we'll do this. Yeah, we'll probably do it on this stream just to kind of make up for lost time. Is mess around with the Fibonacci's. Now, I don't constitute this as financial advice on any scale, right? This is something that I have learned and picked up on over the course of the last maybe couple years. Read books, read the ABC book, and kind of took what he had and not necessarily changed it, but kind of put it in my own perspective and used the tool a little bit differently than what he usually or would have used, or how he would have used it back in his time whenever he wrote this book. To me, it just seems like it fits better. In case you guys don't know what this is and why I'm using it, it's just to kind of get an idea of, have we completed a possible top-bottom ABC pattern period? If you guys don't know, where the Fibonacci's come from is basically you're looking for a plus B. A plus B equals C, I guess, equation you can describe it as. And the goal of this, all right, the goal of this is to basically take, if you have an ABC here, or if you have an A to a B, you're trying to figure out where the C could go. Basically, what you would do is do something like this. Start from the beginning of the A wave, go to the A, the B, and based on what direction we're looking at, in this case, let's say this is a correction, you're looking for the C leg to come down to around the 1 to 1. Now, it's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but I'll show you guys some examples of how it's worked out pretty well. When it comes to the upside, it's almost the same thing. And according to the books, everything is still broken down into ABCs, but he still likes to look at things from a more LUA perspective, which, I'm not a fan. Instead of looking at everything from a 3 and 5 wave case scenario, he looks at the waves in between as all 3 waves, ABCs. So this ABC would be 1, ABC would be 2, ABC 3, ABC 4, ABC 5. And then from there, you would be able to kind of get an idea of where things can go based on where you possibly could be. Now, I don't like to dive too much into this because that's when you kind of start getting into the realm of too much information, and things can kind of skew your perspective on things. I'm not, you guys know me. I'm just keep it simple. I'm not here to over-explain, complicate things, but it's something that I like to see, especially when it comes to looking at corrections. we could, let's see if I can find some good examples here. All right. We don't necessarily like to look at expanded flats. But basically, anything in this gray zone could be considered a bottoming area for the ABC correction. Now, ideally, you might like to be in that pocket somewhere like that 1 to 1.144. Guys, I don't know the exact reasons for these exact levels. I'm going by what the book told me. If you guys want, I can show it. I can kind of read over it. I might have to dig for that a little bit. That might have to be something for next stream. If you guys are interested in more. But, you know, this is a good example. This is a possible bottoming section here. All right. To think of another one. I'm curious to see. I never really checked this one in real time. Okay. So same thing. You're kind of looking for somewhere in this gray area. Ideally, you know, the best area to kind of find a bottom at is that 1 to 1 pocket area ish, but it could extend a little bit further. I'm primarily just looking at corrections right now, but plus I just wanted to show you here. All right, we found pretty good support here. Now, does this mean we're done? Not necessarily. It's something we're going to talk about here momentarily as a possibility of maybe further continuation to the downside. But yeah, as of right now, based on where things or how things are looking at the moment with the larger ABC structure putting in kind of the Fibonacci's lining up to an extent, to me, it still seems like we bottomed. I'm still on that side, especially even if you want to go back to a more powerful tool that I personally like to use more. It's going back to previous price action. Let me change this. All right, so you can see we kind of retested this breakout here as support. I'm a big fan of that. I like to see that a lot, especially on a larger scale. Now, I understand this is kind of a range, but you can see that this area has been a larger area of support and resistance. All right, breakout, support. Even though it's a little bit, it's not exact to the T. Usually when these larger areas are kind of more like zones. So to me, this did test the previous resistance zone, as I would say. And yeah, it looks pretty good. So let's talk about both case scenarios. We can go over the bull and the bear. To me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the bear case, but something that is kind of possibly brewing a little bit more on the smaller time frames is we do have a larger ABC here. All right, with an ABC here. Now, I don't like this as a possible B wave just because looking at this from a kind of more specific perspective. This separation's not as large as I would like it to be. If we did something like this, maybe like if we bounce from here and put in one more higher high, I'd be a little bit more I wouldn't say cautious, but I would start to pay attention to this a little bit more as a larger possible ABC that's even brewing within a larger ABC, if that makes sense. So ABC on top of an ABC. And to me, if that is the case, we could be looking at something like this. What color are my lines? A to a B to a possible C. Now let's talk about where this possibly could go. First thing I'm going to do, before I even do anything with Fibonacci's and kind of figure out like where possibly things can go, we go back at previous price action, right? We go back to see where the possibles or previous supports are throughout this entirety of this up range, or sorry, this uptrend. All right, so to me, we got one here. We got one here. All right, we have one here. All right, I also want to take a look at previous resistance levels as possible confirmation as support. We have this one here, which we already tested. Change that to red. And primarily I'm looking at this one here. All right, so we kind of have an idea of where price can go. Look, this is looking at this from a very simple support and resistance kind of scenario. And we're not looking at anything else besides where price could possibly go down to based on what has been established in price action already. So, knowing this context, this is where I kind of will use Fibonacci's to kind of give an idea. All right, we talked about the ABC of this correction. Now, I don't know exactly. Let's just say, for make things simplistic, let's just say that this is the ABC that is part of the larger B. All right, and let's say this is it. All right, let's say we're starting the C wave now. We're going to be pushing lower. Well, if we do grab all of this and pull it up to here to the end of the B, all right, you can see that 1-to-1 area kind of lines up with this kind of area of price action here. I don't think, maybe you can kind of classify this as a possible area of support here. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I'm not going to sit here and use this as a definitive area of support, but to me it kind of lines up with that 38k. So if we do decide to break lower, if we do not proceed to advance, because we don't have to go all the way down in this region, I'm just saying it looks like if price is going to break down further, we have to go ahead and break 49k first. If we do not get a strong reversal off of that break, then we're most likely going to 38k. And then we can kind of, I'll highlight this slightly momentarily just to kind of give you guys an idea of what's possible. I can't give you guys the full picture yet because I don't know exactly if this down move is finished. How about you make my KDA go to 38k, nerd? That's on Kite, dude. That's not my job. That's not my job, monkey. All right. Let's go over possibly. Let's just say this is stuff I think is fun. Actually, no. Before we do that, I want to go ahead and just take a look at some other coins here, just because I haven't really been looking at them too much. I know ETH. I don't know where this line came from, but this line has. Wow, I can't make this up. I haven't touched this, and I don't even know when I originally put this line on. But price is coming down, and you can see you have this area of testing it as resistance, false break, retest, breakout. Came back down, wick through as support. Now we're coming back, finding support off of this line. I'm trying to think of where I found this exactly. I don't remember. Yeah, you can kind of use this as an area of support here. It does kind of check out. But ETH has had a really good reversal so far. The question is this done, or we are going to continue lower? If I go to like a 2 hour, to me, this is a pretty solid ABC in my opinion. A little bit more solidified than Bitcoin in my personal opinion when it comes to how good of a setup we're looking for. The only thing I will say is that this entirety of this downtrend here isn't really the best when it comes to finding an opportunity to take a trade off of. Another thing that I just saw is that you can see roughly around this area of resistance here. All right, we're retesting it at, previous area of support we're retesting as resistance. So to me, this is it's a good pattern. It's a good place to go ahead and retest lower. Are we going to go back down below 2,000 or 2,085, depending on the exchange you're looking at? Possibly. The only thing I see that kind of stands in that way is that little bottom of this trend here. And then, yeah, we have to go take it level by level. If things fail from there, I'm looking at about 1465-ish. Yeah, 1465 ish. So remember, guys, it's a level by level cases. If we fail, we continue lower from here. We're looking around 2041, 2088, somewhere in that region, to form a larger ABC in this area here. I would like to see this. But if that fails, going back down to possibly retest 1465. What else is there? KDA's been doing its own thing. Price patterns aren't similar to anything that I have seen across the board. I still like it as a buy. I mean, same thing on a smaller term time frame. If it fails 50 cents, we're going back down to 43. If 43 fails, we're going back down to 40, and then ultimately 36, back below there. Who knows? Can price get back there? Absolutely. Do I want it to? Ideally, no. But that's about it for KDA for now. Let me guys know what other coins you want me to see. Well, I want to go back to BTC because I want to have some fun with this. I want to show you guys like where potentially price can go in the future. I would like to go to the BTC index chart. Just to show you guys what's possible. So if we're looking at, this is, mind you, this is just for fun. I do not take any of this information seriously, just to kind of get a ballpark idea, especially since the last time we did this, to understand where price could go. There's a couple different theories I have, different explanations, different ideas that I have when it comes to what could happen. We're going to mix in a little bit of Elliott Wave here. Like I said, I'm not no Elliott Wave tissue. I'm going based off of how I view Elliott Wave. If you want to be a purist and tell me I'm wrong, 6 ways to Sunday, sure. That's fine with me. But this is how I do it. And it's worked pretty well. So, remember, we're looking at things from a strict ABC perspective. All right, so all I'm going to do is draw all the ABCs I see on the way up. Okay. If I were to break this down, just based off of what I see, looks like we have a 1 to a 2 to a... Now, there's 2 different ways I can look at this. To me, this looks like the 3. We're finishing the 4. We're going up for a 5th. Right? If this is a 3 to a finished 4... All right, let me just clear this up. All right, I have to take the fib extension from the bottom of the 3rd to the end of the 4th. All right, and this is if we are done. All right, I don't know. It looks like price. I mean, we're only gonna get to maybe like somewhere around 100 and somewhere to like 96 to 124K. All right, that's if this is a 5-wave move from here. So I'm gonna leave that in the. I'm gonna leave that as. I'll do orange. Text. 5th wave. Target. Okay. If now another thing that I noticed as well is we can also classify this as an A. Sorry, as an A, B. Wait. A. B, C. This possibly, now, I have a feeling that this is gonna get a little crazy, but this could be a possible 1 to a 2. I think this is far-fetched, but this ABC could be an A to a 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? If that is the case, like I said, I haven't done this. I have an idea of where this is gonna be, but if this is an actual 1 to a 2 on a larger scale, all right. Yeah, this is already too much. The third wave target is going to be somewhere in this green pocket, which obviously, you know, $2 million Bitcoin is a little bit too extreme for this run. I mean, possibly what could happen is that maybe this third wave is extended and we have to get an ABC within the third. Maybe that one takes a very long time. You know what I mean? Something like that. But I don't want to sit here and speculate exactly on larger term or extreme larger term, you know, 5-10 years plus. That's not what I'm here to do. What I think is a little bit more of a realistic scenario between the two is that maybe we just need to put in an A to a B to a C. Because a lot of, you know, like I said, the previous big bull run we had ended in a larger ABC. The larger bear market ended in a larger ABC. So to me, it seems like it's gonna want to put in some sort of larger ABC here. Now, if that is the case, shit, you're gonna be looking somewhere around that 1-to-1 target. I think this is a little bit optimistic. Okay. I think it's a bit optimistic. It's not the most far-fetched number I've heard or I've seen. The only other thing that I'm going to say that also could be the case as well is, let's say that this 2 wave, or let's go back to the original 1-2 on the more extreme scale. All right. Remember how I was showing you guys A, B, C, right? And then A, B, C for 2. All right. What if this 2 wave isn't done? All right. What if we have a larger A to a B, like I said before, come back down to, like, you know, 38K. Let's just say hypothetical here. We don't know exactly if this 2 wave is done yet. So, going based off of that, let's just pretend. Does this really change anything? Okay, it doesn't really change anything. It's still a little ridiculous. I wonder. Curious. Yeah, even if we come back down to test like 32K, that third wave target is insane. Okay. All right, this changed a little bit. Like I said, as of right now, I'm assuming that this is the bottom. I'm assuming that we're not going to go lower. And these are the kind of areas I'm looking to see if, where I'm looking to see price reach if we are going to see a little bit of a bigger push to the upside. If this is only going to be a 5th wave, to me, I mean, 125K seems fair. I think it's a little low. I don't know, but to say I think a little bit more of a far-fetched number. It's a little bit more out of reach, in my personal opinion. Is this range around, you know, close to 300K. Is it possible? Most likely. Not most likely, but I would say definitely. You know, a lot of things are possible, but I'm not counting it as a certainty or a probability or a likelihood of happening. Is there something going on? Guys, are you... I mean, I appreciate you guys watching. Yeah. Make sure my chat's working. You guys are being a little shy today. That's fine. I'm getting the silent treatment. Mad Eagle, what wave do you think we're on? 4? Yeah, so it's either a 4 or we either finished up a 4 wave and we're working on our way up to a 5th, or we're in a... It's kind of hard for me to say because I don't necessarily look at things from a traditional Elliott wave, right? Remember, we're all about ABCs here. So we're either finished with a 4th, right? If we're going with this count. All right. All right, that's on a larger scale. I think we're done with the 4th. We possibly could be putting one more leg to a 4th. That changes things a little bit. But if we're looking at things from just a traditional, if we're looking at this as an ABC instead of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which me personally I am going to be doing, you know, I think, and this changes. So if this B wave goes down lower, this box is going to come down lower. If that makes sense. Right, this box is going to come down lower. David, what does a Fibonacci cycle look like? Basically, I mean, if you guys aren't familiar, I know very little about Fibonacci. Pretty much all Fibonacci is a sequence that pretty much adds the previous numbers together, if that makes sense. So, for example, God damn it. All right, for example, we have 1 plus 2, all right, equals 3. Then you would do, so then from there you would add these numbers together. You would add the answer and then the previous number. And then you would get 2 plus 3 equals 5. And then the next one, same thing. 3 plus 5 equals 8, and so on. You know, the pattern just keeps repeating. You just keep doing that forever. That's considered the Fibonacci sequence. In trading, it has shown to an extent to it kind of Fibonacci fits in trading for some reason because price action does kind of respect it. Do I think it's perfect? No. But it does have its place. You'd be surprised. But that's the Fibonacci sequence in general. I don't have a particular one that I use. To be honest, even the Fibonacci sequence, or I guess the Fibonacci's that I use in my TA aren't real Fibonacci, if that makes sense. For the bullish scenario to play out, it needs to drop to low 50K area quick, wick, then a huge blast to the moon. Yeah, I would say let me go back to the Bybit chart. Yeah, I mean, if we're looking at things from a little bit more of a smaller term time frame perspective, I'm not too concerned about where price can go. All I can say is that we're most likely going to come down to 56K. Maybe test 53. But if we break below 53, there's really nothing besides 48. So price has to sustain in this area. If price doesn't sustain this area, there's really nothing holding this. So it's to be back down to 48K. And this goes back to what I was saying before, is that maybe we have to put in one more lower low before we decide to go up higher. Now, depending on where this goes, will dictate or can dictate how high we go after that. The lower this goes, the less likely we are to put in extreme numbers, in my opinion. Exactly. Yep, buy the dip. David, K, thanks. So should I buy from here or wait for a bottom? I can't give specific financial advice. It depends on your scenario. If you have nothing in the markets right now, the best way to do it is DCA. Now, you can DCA strategically. You know, most DCA protocols call for buying every week, every day, some of them, every month. But you can plan this out strategically. You don't have to do that. If you want to be a little bit more precise with your buys, just keep in mind, if you do decide to take this route, all right, this is something I've done over the course of this entire uptrend, over the course of the previous bear market. All right, I was buying on the way down sporadically. It's something that if you try to time this more exact, you're more likely to miss out because you're not putting money in the market. But the money you do put in the market, when you do plan out your DCAs, it's gonna pay off a lot more, in my personal opinion. The best way to plan out where to buy your DCAs or where to plan your DCAs out is look at previous price action. To me, how I did it. Let me explain to you how I did it first. Let's just look at on the way down here. All right. Let's just pretend none of this price action exists here. Going back, all right, as this downtrend was forming, all right, I had pivots. Pretty much is I would only buy when price reached these levels. Now, what I did was I dedicated a certain amount to each level. So let's say you had $1,000. All right, just make it easy. All right, if you had $1,000. Now, let's say you just had $1,000. All right, what I would do is, as price action is forming, all right, I would do about maybe 15% here. I would do probably 25% down here. All right, and something else to notice too is as price continues to develop, you're going to form new lows. When you form new lows, you can use those as another point of DCA. It doesn't have to be exact. So this one, you can put another 15% here. All right, so at 25, 55%. All right, as price goes lower, all right, we solidify a bottom. All right, and then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add another 15%. So price, I didn't buy here. I'm only buying if price comes back below this pivot. You can see price came back below this pivot. All right. And so at this point, we're at 25. Let's see. 25, 55, 70%. All right. And so by the time we're coming back up, I'm pretty much locked in for the most part. What I'll do is I will wait for price to, so like here's an example right here. I had a plan to buy another like 10%, 5% here. Price never came back down to this region, so I never got that buy order. But when price came up here and established this low, I decided to put another 5% buy order here. And basically, you know, it doesn't, this is an example. You don't have to go exactly by these percentages. But if you are not in the market at all, I would focus on the larger time frames. If you're not in the market at all, it's a little tough. I would say I'll give you my personal opinion, the best DCA points, because based on what I know. But just keep in mind, not financial advice. Just understand that if you do try to take this route, you try to be more precise with your DCAs, you might not get all the buy orders you want. So these are the first two. I would buy some down here, buy some down here. If you're looking to go, let's say that same $1,000, I would put 50% of my buy order right here if we ever get back down to 38K. If we get down to about 50%, maybe like 30, somewhere around there, because there's always a possibility we can go down to 32. Yeah, 50% was a bad number. I would say like 25, 30%. Sprinkle 10%, 10, 10, 20, maybe another 25 down here. And then as price continues to form, all right, this is an example. You'll see that price will establish previous lows as support. You can go back down and retest. And when price retests certain levels, you can go ahead and rebuy. But don't just go all in right here. Let's see. I'm light, so I'm thinking of buying over the next few weeks in a bit of time. Okay, if you have some skin in the game, you can be a little bit more. No, I would still say the same rule applies. Just adjust your percentages a little bit. But I can't dictate what you want to put into the market. You just have to understand that we don't have to go back down to these levels. But if we do go back down to these levels, that is the smart move. If you want to take that route and make the highest probability plays, but DCA, it matters to an extent because it's not an actual leverage position. It's not a trading position with a stop loss. You technically only, I hate to say this, but it's kind of true. You only technically lose when you sell. If you're a long-term Bitcoin holder, as of I am, it's something that I believe in the future of Bitcoin and of course longer term. To me, these are very critical points to buy at. But doesn't mean that price has to go down. So just take that in mind. You can do a little bit of both. You can sprinkle a small amount. So this is something I've done for my family. Basically, what I had them do is they had a certain amount dedicated. Let's say $1,000. Let's go back to $1,000 example. I would do maybe $20 a week, $10 a week, something like that, over the course of a year, maybe 2 years. Okay, so let's say $10 for a year. So basically, on this way up, they're putting $10 every week. All right, so that's $500. But every time price got to a crucial pivot, I added a little bit more. If that makes sense. So if price got to, like, for example, let's say we were DCAing on the way up here. All right. Let's say price came back down to this level and formed a good support. I would sprinkle, instead of $10, I would do $50 or $100. Something like that. You can do something like that as well. To get a little bit of the best of both. Is dedicate a small amount incrementally throughout the entirety of this run or this move. But focus your heavy buys on crucial support levels. That's my preferred method because you get a little bit of you get the best of both. Is it the most accurate? No, but if you do it right, you're gonna have a really good average. What are your thoughts on Fetch AI, Matt Eagle? Fortunately, I'm not a big AI guy that much. I don't even use it. Like, I use it for fun to mess around with stuff, but I don't have any really big interest in AI coins, AI stocks, anything like that. Not my thing. I'm sure, to be honest, that's probably going to be the next big thing going into this next bull run. Unfortunately, I just don't know enough about it. It's always, I mean, is there a chart for that, Matt? I could take a look at it. I'm not sure if it's a stock or a crypto. Let me know if you want me to take a look at it. I'm sure if there's enough liquidity and if there's enough money in that particular coin and it respects TA, I can take a look at it. It always happens before election. A massive correction it is. Yeah, it's like I said, it's possible. I think before the last election run. Well, when did the president get sworn in? I'm gonna have to go index. When was the election results? I'm pretty sure the election results were Yeah, that's when it was 2019. I mean, yeah, I mean this COVID drop leading into the election, yes, there is a steady decline. So I mean, yeah, it could happen something like this could happen to where we take our time, work our way down before the election. So it wouldn't surprise me as if we do come down, make our way down to 38K before the election starts. That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't be ideal, but it wouldn't surprise me. Ticket is FET, yeah. FET. What's the exchange? I'm sure Binance is probably the preferred one. Let me know if there's because I need the most price action. I think this might be the best one. Matt, let me know if you find a chart that goes back further than 2019. Or if you know of the one. If not, it's fine. This one might be the one. It's actually pretty nice when it comes to price structure, surprisingly. What I look for in a coin is to see how price develops. Does price form ABCs and how does it react to ABCs? Okay. Okay, cool. So something I look for is I look to see how price responds to ABCs. As you can see, this is a bearish pattern. We came up, played, rejected. You had some pretty good DCA points on the way down here. Never really got this one, but you did form an ABC down here, almost similar to what BTC did. Yeah, this is very similar to, I mean, this part is, this isn't. But this is pretty similar to how BTC played out. You could have got a really good buy position there. Another really good buy position here. All right, let's see on the more, so the only thing that concerns me at the moment is that we put in this much larger bearish ABC structure. Wouldn't be too concerned, but just keep in mind that if price does struggle to stay above this pivot of this previous high around $1.30, you're gonna have a hard time. It's a gem, bro. When it comes to buying points, if you're looking to buy, what I would do is target that previous low. If it fails, 51. Do I think it's going to go back down to 15? I don't think so, but keep that in mind in case it does. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. From a chart perspective, like I said, I don't know anything about this coin, but from a chart perspective, it seems to respect ABCs a little bit. What I would do if you're looking to buy more, you can go off in the larger time frame. You can also, if you want to go a little bit of a smaller time frame and make that play, you can go off that local low. Just look for local lows off of the previous trend. All right, so those two are grouped together in my opinion. That's a local low. This is a local low. So yeah, I mean, it looks solid. You know, once you break back above 344, you're in price discovery, and you know anything's possible in price discovery. So, when BTC was dropping, it was going strong, but eventually the big bully BTC sways the market. Yep, BTC always wins. Always wins. Yeah, it's not bad though. I like it. I do like it. We're at 50 minutes. Okay. Just trying to keep it. I do have some stuff to do in a little bit. I figure I can stop by and give you guys a quick little update. I'm not going to end the stream now, but just next, like, I thought I heard someone stop my door. I just realized I didn't turn this light on. What about Web3 games? Same thing. I fortunately don't know too much about it to make a... I don't have enough information to have a clear opinion on, if that makes sense. I try not to sway people anyway if I don't know anything about it. I can look at the charts. If you give me a token, I'll take a look and see what the price says, or see what the chart shows. Tickers are LRDS and big time. Big time. I do not like this right off the bat. Is there one with... What the hell is this? I don't think that's the chart. I hope it isn't. Wow. What's the percentage move on this? Hold on, because it's... Oh, it doesn't even give you a percentage. That's funny. Interesting. And this has been doing this since how long? I know this is not your coin. Wow, since October of last year. Interesting. Still, I'm not the biggest fan. The only reason why I'm not a big fan of this is because there's not too much price action. It's relatively new. But you are under major supports. Getting rejected off of it too. It reminds you of the EOS chart, yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what that was. But yeah, I don't know. It could reverse, but unfortunately I don't have too much to go off of. And I don't like how you're under supports right now. You can see support, resistance. It just doesn't look that good. Let's look at the other one. Is it a block lords? Okay. There's got to be something else with a little bit more price action. Okay. Coinbase. KuCoin has decent price action. I will. It's relatively the same. But overall, same opinion. I do not like this that much from a chart perspective. You know, like I said, the token could be good, but I mean, the only thing I will say, it does have this. So if you can get back above that previous low, around what is that? Around like 77.39, then I personally, I don't know. It's tough. If you break below 69 and keep falling, that is not good. Not good. You want a quick wick, reclaim of that level, and a quick reversal, or at least a strong reversal. Hold on, I gotta check my phone. Okay. All right. Let's see. What are we at? 55 minutes. All right, guys. We're closing up about an hour. XRP. You know what? I'll do XRP for you. This will probably be my last one though. I mean, XRP's up to the same old scheming. It looks like... Alright, it faked out that support, came back down, and just kind of played in this range forever. The only thing I will say, if we can break above this high at 60, what is that, 65, 66? All right. As long as you don't put it in an ABC top and you keep pushing. Next step is 74. Yeah. And then from there, 94, and then you're pretty much, I think you're free and clear for a while. Yeah. Once you get past there, then you're up to $1.41. So it's definitely in an area that has to fight a lot of resistance in. This range is a lot of price action. So I think it's going to be stuck in here for a while. Whether you know, some people might consider that a good thing. Some people probably won't like that. But based on what I see, is there anything on a smaller time frame? On the smaller time frame, kind of, sort of, this. I'd like to see something like that play out. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but besides that, XRP isn't really up to no good, or it's not really doing bad. It's kind of just somewhere in the middle. You know, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up with that, folks. Quick little stream just to come back and say hello. Make sure you guys are doing all right. Thank you guys for showing up. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, Mad Eagle. Oh, I forgot something. We have to do the thing, guys. We have to do the thing. Thanks, bro. Have a great day. You too, Matt. I really do appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Do a quick little round of Wordle before we leave. Ugh. I know the I is not in the last, it's not in the middle spot. All right, so the T's in the second. The T's in the second. Oh no, the T could be in the third spot. Tires? No, because the T... The T's not in the first spot. I gotta give this some thought because I'm just throwing guesses out there. Store. There's an I in there, Matt. That's a good guess to figure out where the T is, but I don't want to waste it. I can't waste any more guesses. Oh, hold on. I wonder if there's two T's. I don't know if I want to waste it on a double letter though. Thinking title. L-I-T. What? What the fuck? L-I-T what? L-I-T what? Okay. I couldn't think of anything else. Lith. All right, guys. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for today's stream. I really appreciate it. I will be back soon. All right. Tired of saying I'll be back soon and it being 3 weeks later. I'll be back. But be good. Trade well. Trade responsibly. Remember, this wasn't financial advice. So do your best with your information. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Until next time, be good, be safe. Bye-bye.